All right, I'm gonna make this video to show you how to make iced coffee at home. And I'm gonna make it in this bottle because this is what I have. And it holds 1.25 liters of product, in theory. In theory. So, the first thing I need is coffee. And so I'm gonna use our house. I think this Maxwell House. Yeah, we're gonna use some Maxwell House. And I'm gonna need a funnel because of the small neck on this bottle. So I have a funnel. Ooh. Let's try something. There we go. Here we go. On a highway to heaven. Here we go. I'm not going to sing for y'all. So let's put some coffee grinds in this bottle. Gonna be step by step. All right, I'm gonna just do a half a cup of grinds in this bottle. If you brew it however strong you want it to be. I'm just not gonna, I'm gonna do a half a cup of grinds in this bottle. All right, now what I'm gonna do, get my trusty chopstick to get that to go down there, like that. And this funnel is a great funnel for liquid. It's not a great funnel for anything else. Because this funnel, it does not have the right construction for non-liquid items. I mean, I would have did better with a sheet of paper, honestly. All right, you see how this right here, it goes down, and then this is flat right here. So when you put non-liquid in there, everything gets stuck right there. It's not a good design, but this is what we got, and it's easy to clean. All right, now what we want to do, that don't look like enough grinds either. That really don't look like enough grinds. That coffee gonna be super, super light. Yeah, I'm trying to debate. Should I put a half a cup more? Y'all have seen videos where this glass bottle is from the Latino market, so it's a very strong bottle. This isn't your typical lightweight bottle, you know. This is a real bottle. You don't want to get hit with this one. All right, so that looks better. 1 cup of grinds, 1.25 liter bottle. All right, now we're gonna add the water. And I'm gonna show you how to do this the easiest way. Add your water. Just use tap water. You don't have to use no fancy water. If you got a Brita filter and all that other jazz, I want you to do 2 bottles, right? I want you to make this recipe twice, just to see the difference in the coffee, to see if the water matters. You could do a filtered water, or not. Now, you see how I got these grinds in the bottle like this? Specific gravity. All of the grinds, this is liquid. All of the grinds, this is liquid. All of the grinds have necked in the top of the bottle right here. So what you do, you put your lid on it, and then you just give it a wiggle. And I like to do the helicopter or the tornado, flip it upside down, and let all that stuff come to the top. This top. See how it's coming to the top? Because it's lighter than water. It ain't water saturated yet. Once it gets water saturated, it'll get heavy and sink. So now that's gonna go back to the top. So I'm gonna add the rest of the water to the bottle. Until we get it to the level we want it at. And I'm gonna call that good. I'm gonna call that good. Even though I know once this bottle settles down, we're gonna add a little bit more water. So I'm gonna make sure the coffee is mixed. I'm gonna make sure it's mixed and it ain't log jamming inside the bottle. And that's it. That's it. Now tomorrow I'm gonna do the same thing as far as I'm gonna just flip the bottle. I'm gonna just flip the bottle tomorrow like that. And I'm gonna make sure all of the coffee is down here when I'm done. See, I'm gonna make sure all the coffee down here when I'm done tomorrow. All of this coffee today is gonna go to the bottom of the bottle. But tomorrow I'm gonna have a little bit of coffee that's at the top. So I'm gonna just flip it like this, do the tornado like that, get everything in that bottle moving. And then when I flip it back like this, today is Wednesday. So Friday, this is gonna be ready to drink because everything will be to the bottom. I only wait 2 days because I found in this particular bottle, everything is at the bottom in 2 days. But tomorrow, I'm gonna flip this bottle one more time and everything gonna be at the bottom after I do that. So Friday, it'll be ready for me to drink. All right, so now I'll show y'all the video of this tomorrow and I'll show you the video of it Friday. But that's how I do an iced coffee. Now the recipe is, this bottle is 1.25 liters, 1.25 liters. I get it from the Latino store. This Coke at the Latino store is $3. And I'm gonna tell you why that's a good deal. Because it's just a cane sugar Coke. It's a natural Coke. It's not with all of those chemicals that our American Coke is. So go to the Latino store and get this big old bottle of Coke. It's a great deal. It's a little bit more expensive than a 20 ounce, but you're getting 1.25 liters of Coke. And you could drink this whole thing and not feel like a loser. You know, but anyway, that's a different video for a different day. But tomorrow I'm gonna flip it again and I'm gonna wiggle it around like that, do the helicopter, and then or the tornado, and I'm gonna let it settle. Friday, all of that stuff gonna be down here and it'll be ready to drink. And that's how I do a iced cold brew, excuse me. This is iced coffee. This is cold brew. All right, I'll see y'all at the next one. And don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid to experiment with different bottles. I just find for me, the Coke bottle is easier to use because of the way the neck of the bottle works. But like say if you wanted to do it in a picture like this, just keep in mind, but you're gonna have to make sure that you mix the coffee good enough for everything to settle. So you might have to get a rubber spatula at some point and just clean down the sides of this after you mix the coffee. But it'll eventually settle too. It'll eventually settle too. Now, all right, let me try this. All right, so we're gonna do the mason jar. We're gonna do the mason jar. All right, let's see. This is a cup and a half. Yeah, 12 ounces. A cup and a half. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, bon, nam, sal. All right, that's what we're gonna do. So we have about a half a cup of grinds. All right, we're gonna add some water. Tell you what. All right, so we're gonna add a little water to this. I'm gonna give it a shake. All right. Okay, see how the glass has all the grinds around it? Now I'm gonna top it off with water, with more water. That's why you shake it. That's why you shake it when it's not filled with water. And also, while I'm adding this water to it, I'm not really worried about. I was basically washing the glass. I was basically washing the glass off so all of the grinds would be in the bottom. All right, so now tighten that up. Do the tornado. Do the tornado. And I'm gonna flip it. Now I'm gonna put this in the cooler and I'm gonna show you an update on this one tomorrow. So if you want to use a mason jar for your cold brew, you could do that too. You can use any jar you have, any device you have. If it'll hold water and coffee, you can use it. Do you need a lid? Not really. You don't need a lid, but a lid may help just because you can agitate it better with a lid. If not, you would have to mix the coffee in the bottom of the jar and scrape down the sides with the rubber spatula until the coffee becomes heavier than the water because of specific gravity. So I'm gonna put that in the cooler. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all come back now, you hip?